Okay, so how do I know we're all forgiven? Because I understand that you are what your chemicals make you. And for a large part, you might not have a whole lot of control over what your chemicals make you. Some of us are born one way, some of us are born another way. The way you are, your personality, a lot of that is determined by your chemical balance, your chemical makeup, your hormones, what's going on inside of you. That's what determines why are males males and females females. It's because of our chemical balance, our hormone production. That's what makes us aggressive or passive or you name it. That's what will give us all these different traits, okay? That's what causes us to crave certain things, to be attracted to certain things. I had to lose my thyroid to come to understand this. I did not understand this until back in 2021, and even before that, whenever I started having thyroid problems and I had to start taking all these different medications to try to correct it. I got on this radioactive iodine that tried to suppress my thyroid. When that didn't work, I had to get a thyroidectomy and have my thyroid removed. During this time, and I'll even tell you till now, I became a different person. Having my thyroid removed changed me completely as an individual. And one of the biggest ways it changed me is it helped me understand that we are who we are based on our chemical balance. And you really don't have a whole lot of control over that. You might have a little bit of control here and there with certain things, but a lot of us are just born a certain way. You're just wired a certain way. Whenever I came to understand that we are what our chemicals make us, that's whenever I understood that we're all forgiven. The people who are one way that maybe you would say, well, that person's not forgiven because they live this certain lifestyle or they do this certain thing. No, that's completely wrong. They don't have a whole lot of control over that. One great example is I used to be one of the people that thought that, for example, gay people were gay because they chose to be that way. I didn't understand that their chemical balance makes them that way. It makes them attracted to who you're attracted to. That's how this works. So whenever I didn't understand this, I thought they chose to be that way. Whenever I understood this, I understood that this is just being them the way that they are, and we shouldn't be passing judgment on that. They can't change who they are. Let's suppose they could even suppress. Let's say, for example, you're able to convince somebody, well, hey, being that way, living that kind of alternative lifestyle, that's wrong, and you're not supposed to do that. Let's say that person stops on the outside. They're physically able to exercise the discipline of not acting on that thing that they're naturally drawn to. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like I said in one of my previous videos, guys, if you lust, you're guilty of adultery. If you're angry, you're guilty of murder. Okay? So even if they could physically stop, the fact that on the inside, the person that they are is still drawn to this certain behavior, they're still going to be guilty of that behavior, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I know we're all forgiven, because as much as you can put on a veil and pretend like you don't like things that you're not supposed to like, it doesn't matter. If on the inside, if in your heart, you're drawn to that thing, you're not going to change that thing. Like, you're already guilty of it. And that's what I mean. I don't even like to use the word guilty. Like, we need to just be who we are. Everybody needs to just be who we are, be the person we are called to. Okay? So that's why I understand whenever I was going through my thyroid issue, guys, it completely changed me. I almost had like multiple personalities. One day I would feel one way. Another day I would feel another way. A great example is my sex drive. That's why I brought up that in the previous example. My sex drive, I went to having zero sex drive. I wasn't interested in it at all. I could go weeks. I could go months. I didn't care. It just didn't and I didn't like that at all. As a man, being in this state where you don't have a sex drive is very depressing. And I came to realize as a man, a lot of your identity is based on that, being a man, being attracted to women. Having a strong sex drive, guys, is a good thing. It means you're healthy. It means you're healthy. You wouldn't have a strong sex drive if you weren't healthy. So don't be ashamed of the fact that you're a man or a woman or whatever you are. Don't be ashamed of that. There's no reason to live in this incredibly negative, low state of existence where you're constantly fearful and feeling guilty and just, it's a negative state of existence. You're not supposed to live that way, guys. You're supposed to be proud of who you are. You're supposed to live at a higher level of energy, much like the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, you name it, you know them. That's where we're supposed to live. That's where we're supposed to be. And you're supposed to understand that you are forgiven just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do to change that, okay? So you are what your chemicals make you. You don't have a lot of control over that, okay? But one thing I know for sure is we are all drawn to be the best person we can be. The best we can personally be, the best version of ourselves. We're all drawn to that. Nobody wakes up in the morning, looks in the mirror, and says, I want to be less healthy today. I want to be fatter today. Nobody does that. Everybody looks in the mirror and would rather be healthier, would rather be fitter, would rather be happier, would rather be happier. Nobody gets up and says, I want to be miserable today. I want to be depressed today. Nobody does that, okay? We all have the same desire to live at a higher level of frequency, to be healthy, fit, to be the person we're called to be. That's why I push going to the gym, exercising, becoming who you're supposed to be, so you can walk around proud of the person you are and not have this negative energy that's repelling to people, but have this positive energy that's attractive to people. So you can't change who you are. You are what your chemicals make you. And I only mean this in a sense that, like, you can become a better person. You can work on yourself, heal yourself, and become a better person. But ultimately, it's like changing your favorite color, guys. You can't change your favorite color. As much as you want to say, hey, I don't like this color anymore. If it's your favorite color, even if you're verbally saying you don't like that color anymore, subconsciously on the inside, that's still going to be your favorite color. So just like you can't change your favorite color, you can't change the person you are. We're all forgiven. We are what our chemicals make us. And we're all called to be the greatest version of ourselves. All right, guys.